Belle, you're already Belle.
Why not? Why not
Can I give an example of that?
Okay.
Most chose to pay. Can you let me finish?
You know my mascara smudge.
Can you let me finish?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Most.
I think we don't do. We cannot. We cannot.
Most chose to pay for success. I invest in myself for it. Welcome to Coaching with Hui Xin.
Welcome to Coaching with Hui Xin. I'm Jessie.
I'm Belle.
And today we have two pretty guests.
Hi, I'm Jayla.
Hi, I'm Alicia.
So what do you think you're here for today?
I have no idea. You guys invited me last minute, right? So tell me what we're doing today.
Well, you're in for a ride today.
So I know Hui Xin has been your mentor for like 2 to 3 years, about that. So how is your first impression of her?
What was my first impression of her?
Yeah.
So the first time I saw Hui Xin was actually not at like work or anything else. It was actually before I joined the company. So we were gonna have dinner, and then she came all the way to my house to like fetch us over to Kampong to have dinner. So the first time I see her, she was like standing outside of her house, like her car, and then she was ready to like fetch us. I was like, you know, nervous, kind of scared, because like you just graduate and then you kind of know like when you go into this, you would be talking about like job. So it was a very good impression, because I know she's like a director, right? But she came all the way to fetch us. It's very humble of her.
How do you feel like?
How do I feel?
Yeah, at the
I feel a bit
moment.
scared.
Don't you feel special?
Yeah, exactly. My mom was like, our dinner is at 6, I mean, she's gonna come at 5:30, but everybody be ready at 5:20. Because we know like she's gonna be early, so we need to be earlier. Then I'm like, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Not every director will come all the way to your house to pick you
Exactly,
up.
that's why I was
Yeah.
like, okay, interesting.
Then you, Alicia?
For me, my very first time I met her was during my interview for internship position. So that was actually last year. When I first saw her at Conrad, because we had our interview at Conrad with a few of my classmates as well. I went there, and then the first thing she said was, you guys have a uniform to wear, is it? Because all of us were wearing like a white top and black pants or something. So she's like, is that a uniform that you guys have to wear for interview? But all of us look at each other like, oh no. It's just how we were brought up in school, you know, like the interview attire and all that. So she was like, oh, okay, let's just begin. So, you know, usually you go interview, you bring like a CV and your resume. So all of us were like prepared, you know, we're like, yes, we're gonna ace this interview. We didn't even touch the resume at all. Like the very first thing she asked us was, how was it like between yourself and your parents, like the relationship. So that was like, oh, like why do you want to know about my parents, you know? So the more she asked, the more I realized like, oh, she just wanted to know like how are we as a person, our character, our personality, which then gave me an impression like, okay, maybe she's not a director I thought she is. Like she cares more than just like numbers, you know, how much you get, how much you bring for the company, but more of who you really are as a person and how much you want to work towards your goal. So she would then like from there customize something for you to really work towards it. So that's my impression of Hui Xin.
Oh, my supervisor, Pamela, because she told me like, oh, you have to go on an interview with Hui Xin also. So I'm like, oh, okay, a little bit like, I mean, I already know Hui Xin at that point of time, but I still, you know, she's like the director, so obviously you would get nervous, right?
Yeah.
So I went in, and then she's like, okay, let's eat. Then like she and I were having like a meal, and I'm like, okay, then I'm like, okay, maybe after we eat, then she will like interview me, you know. Then after we eat, it's just like, okay, see, bye-bye. It's bye-bye already. So I'm like, is she not gonna like ask me what, you know, like very
Proper.
Yeah. I would say like
Like your qualification.
yeah, like very step by step what other people do in other corporate like company. So I was very shocked. Then I'm like, oh, then I asked Pamela. I'm like, oh yeah, I had a meal with her. Then she's like, yeah, that is the interview. Then I'm like, is it? So I'm like, okay, cool. Then I'm like, okay, don't need to go for another interview anymore. Because the interview is more like talking about you as a person.
Yeah.
It's not like what degree you have, what studies you have,
Or what you're good at.
not academically, you know,
Yeah.
because that can't prove what kind of person you are, you know.
To make things more fun and more chill, can you impersonate Hui Xin?
Cannot. If I do a bad job, it's gonna be out. Trust. Just now you were doing what, her laughter?
I can't do her laughter. I need to hear her laugh and then, okay, I got it. It's
How you play one?
I call her now, Hui Xin laugh.
I don't have. I don't have.
You're
Now
very
you
boring.
Why not? Why not
Can I give
you?
an example?
Okay.
Most chose to pay. Can you let me finish? Can you let me finish?
You know the mascara smudge.
Can you let me finish?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Most.
I think we don't do. We cannot. We cannot.
So you've been like a financial writer planner for almost like 2 years, I think.
No. Longer than that. Longer than that. Jessie, you should know, because you know me the longest.
Okay, then how has it been like? How is it like your journey for this?
Journey, I would say, because when I just started in 2018, right, I was helping the client of like company's client, and then only last year, October, I started writing like financial planning for my own clients. So I would say it's definitely different because when you help the company's client, you are actually helping the people you don't actually see physically. So you don't actually meet them. You're just writing the financial plans and helping them like advisory and all this kind of stuff, right? But when you do actually your own clients, like your friends, people around you, it's very different feeling. You feel a sense of like accomplishment because you know that you are doing something good to help them, and then they know that what they are doing right now is gonna benefit them in the future. Yeah, so accomplishment, I would say, I like make me feel good.
Okay, so Alicia, what about you? A new consultant in this industry.
I actually started off as an intern here. I was under the FPU unit, which is basically the financial planning unit. Actually, Jayla was kind of like my supervisor.
It is.
You call her like Miss Jayla.
Jayla.
Okay, I have never in my whole entire life anyone call me Miss Jayla.
Because you need to understand.
So I'm like, you know what, just call me Jayla, it's fine.
Yeah, but you know when you first
I get it.
come up from school, it's like you
Yeah.
gotta be respectful. You gotta have like
Yeah.
formality. So it was like Miss Jayla, Miss Hui Xin. So even for Pamela, it was Miss Pamela. Yeah, then I was actually very, very scared of Jayla. I remember like the first time when I met her at the office, I'm like, she's the one that's gonna mark my plans. Okay, gotta be like extra careful, you know. Then subsequently because it was a 3-month internship, so I think on my second month I decided to be a consultant. That was when I started to study for my papers. So I was in and out of FPU a little bit, which caused a little bit of miscommunications here and there. Because sometimes I'll be studying and they'll be like, "Oh, Alicia, like, where's the plan?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm studying." So like through the experience, it taught me like how to be responsible, because I always had that impression like, oh, they already know what I'm doing, like the assumption of they already know that I'm doing this. So that was an experience. Currently now I'm this is my 6th month in as a consultant. Definitely a lot of ups and downs, more ups than downs, because I feel like when I meet my clients and then they come back to me and be like, "Alicia, like, really thank you so much for sharing this with me. I never thought this is a way that you can do planning, you can create a finance like that, you can craft out your way to financial success." Gave me more fuel to reach out to more people actually. So that's I would say the main core that's pushing me to continuously reach out to more new friends.
Agree.
What is one thing that you have learned from Hui Xin that made such a huge impact on you?
Wow, this is gonna be hard because a lot of things that she do to me, a lot of good things that I'm
Inspirational.
Yeah, I would say because we are very focused on not just our career, right? Not just like making money. We are very focused on health, wealth and then relationship with your parents, whoever lah. So what I actually, the most impressive thing to me, like I've learned, is how my health actually improved and my relationship have actually improved with my, like, I would just say my mom in the past 2-3 years, you know, because like when I just joined, I was like one nonsense kid that doesn't want to be, you know how like you just talk back to your parents. I'm not a kid anymore. So like you don't talk back to your parents, you know, all this. So it's like you kind of learn to, I will not say you learn to respect, but you learn to more understand like why your parents are there, and then you try to calm your anger down. For me, it's like I get very aggressive and like angry when my mom like shout, I'll be like attack, you know, attack mode. So that's what I learned from her, like building a better relationship with my family. For health, definitely I started working out. And then Pamela is always like, hey Jayla, you gaining weight. Back in the past when I was like gaining weight, and she's like, why you been gaining weight? I'm kind of like, hey, what's going on? So
Now
I'm
who's
like,
on the other side?
now who's on the
other
other side? Yeah, so I think that was, it's a not like a one-time thing that you take this and then you have it forever for the rest of your life. Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's really the lifestyle that she has given me, because I always thought like, oh, to be rich, you have to just like keep working, you know, like everything else doesn't matter as long as you get the money. But when I see how she actually go about her daily life, I realized that actually, no matter how much money you have, be it in the bank or your assets or whatever, it's always about the lifestyle that you have and the people around you that matters most. Because yeah, I mean, money is an important factor in a life. Of course, it enhances those your enjoyment, your pleasures, and all that. But if you don't have people around you that loves you and take care of you, then honestly, there's no point in enjoying the wealth that you've built. So like from Hui Xin, I got to learn, similar with what Jayla mentioned, really building the relationship again with my parents, especially. I think it's like an Asian thing, you know, you don't talk about your emotions with them. Yeah, so it's really just the relationship in general, like my friend, my family, my future spouse. Yeah.
I mean, we also have to thank Hui Xin for like sharing with us a 弟子规. That's very helpful. I think for me
that
also
one,
like
for sure.
I think not
Yeah.
only it has helped me better my relationship with my parents, but it also improved my Chinese.
yeah.
In terms of my speaking and my recognition of all those words.
Writing?
Writing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Write 2 pages, right, for every session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the thing about 弟子规 is that a lot of people think it's like filial piety, it's for your parents. But if you think about it, like 弟子规 can be used for other reasons as well, in terms of your business, your relationships, and even sometimes your health as well. Which I feel like it's a weekly reminder for us to always reflect on our progress and how we can improve from there.
Yeah.
If you want to know more about 弟子规, you can look at our description. We'll put the link there. To be honest, right, how do you really like feel when like Hui Xin being your mentor?
I feel very lucky, fortunate, because there's a few times when I bring my client and then Hui Xin was there, all my clients will be like, wow, to have her as a mentor, she's so, you know, like all the nice things that even you mentioned it before.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, having her as a mentor, because she's very, very wise and like a very, because she's very independent woman, you know, business woman, the power is like every time when she walk into the room, you can feel the aura. It's like, I'm not even kidding, like no matter what she wear, it doesn't matter. When she walk in, you can feel it.
Yes.
Like she can wear a slipper, shorts, t-shirt. She walk in, she's
She
like,
still can.
power. I'm
Yeah.
not even her. She can turn like a, you know. Honored, very honored. Very lucky.
For me, honestly, it's very surreal. Actually, last night I was just telling her like how surreal it is to be working with her, because I remember as an intern, before the interview we have to watch some videos, her past webinars. If you like, you can check that out. Is to really to, I think, set us a little bit of who she is as a person. So I thought she's like, wow, you know, like they're very like glamorous and with like a lot of wisdom and so I was like, I always wanted to work with her when I was watching her videos. And to think back of like taking the papers and like now I'm in her team working with her, she's guiding me. It feels like like I'm living a dream. You know, less like the dream is not always up. You know, there's some challenges that I'll face for sure, but to have her guiding me, it's definitely like what she said, an honor.
Right.
And especially to have a mentor at such a young age, I feel like there's so much that I can do.
Correct.
A lot of guidance.
Yeah. Like straight away, like once I step into the working world, it's like, okay, here's a mentor. Do your potential. It's like, yes, thank you.
Okay, now it's time for some juicy stuff.
Have
Okay?
y'all like experienced like the scary moments from Hui
Scary
Xin?
moment. She not goes.
Like how you did, like
Okay.
you mentioned that she's very kind,
Yeah,
very
always very
humble.
positive.
But yeah, is there one like any experience that you have felt that she was very scary?
Yeah, shh.
I never actually experienced it. I never actually experienced it myself firsthand, but I heard because my supervisor, she's very nice, so she do things very proper one. You know, like you barely see her make like mistake. But I heard that Hui Xin made her cry.
Oh no!
Then I'm very scared already. The moment I found out, then I'm like, huh? She's so good already. Then still kena like scolding by Hui Xin. Lectured by Hui Xin. Then I'm like, what about me? You know, like I can't even do everything perfect. Like, then I get scared. But overall she don't just scream at you and shout at you for no reason.
She make sure you understand what you did wrong.
And
Let it all.
anyway. Yeah, I never personally experienced this before, but I heard this like a long time ago.
I'm pretty sure there's a good reason to it, not just like anyhow, scold you. She always want you to learn and know your mistakes and everything to be a better
grow from
person.
there.
Yeah. What about you, Alicia?
Why you got something juicy to share?
No, it's not really like you said, Hui Xin don't really scold, but I think it's because of my past trauma from my mom. Like she gives you that stare. And then
stern stare.
you know, like something's wrong already. You did something.
You need to count 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, no need. It's like it's really playing in my head. So
You also have
my mom don't count. She just stare.
No, my mom
just
scared.
stare.
No, my mom just my full name. That's scary.
Yeah, so like let's say when we have coachings and I check back, so I know like beforehand I already knew like the meeting didn't went well and something was like because I did something wrong and I have to check back to find out why, right? So like before I step into coaching, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get something, but I don't know what is it. So like when I start talking to her, and then she gives me that look.
What do you mean?
Oh,
Then you're like, okay, I know.
yeah. So like I will start to lower down my voice and like, I didn't mean to do this.
Then she'll ask you, then why do you do it? Then you're like,
I don't know.
I don't know what
It just came out.
What?
Yeah, so
That look lah.
it's
that look.
that look because I think all of us had that kind of respect for her. Like we all see her not just as a mentor, but I see her also in a little bit of a mother figure as well. And like, I respect her that much to say like to want her validation in a way.
Yeah.
Especially
For
when
sure.
it comes because like she's already so good in her business. I want to be as good as her. Or even like a little bit lower, doesn't matter to me. I mean it does, but okay, cut it out.
Better.
Yeah, or better.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be at her level or better. So it's like when I do something wrong, it's like I'm scared. But actually, the fact is that she actually wants us to make mistakes, you know. But it's like,
So we learn.
yeah. But all of us, it's me. I'm just very used to not making mistakes because that's how schools, the system they've been training me to be. So when I make mistakes in front of Hui Xin, I'll be like, oh, I didn't mean to do it. And she's no, it's okay.
Yeah.
But like back in my mind, I always think like, oh, she's like playing that mother game with me, that death stare and all. Yeah. So
Agree. Because I feel like in school or anywhere, right, people always have this, I would say, mindset that you don't know anything, you don't ask. You pretend you know until you got caught that you don't know. But here it's very different. You don't know, you have to ask. If you do something wrong, like remember, I'm like, why didn't you ask if you don't know?
yeah, that's literally what I did as an intern, and I got scolded by her.
No, you didn't ask. That's why. So that's what I learned
she's
also. 'cause
better than
if I
Hui
don't,
Xin,
no, I'm not. Don't listen to her.
Alicia, why is this wrong? Alicia, why is it like that?
Is it me?
Then who else?
I don't think so. I think it's someone else.
But it's good because like then I got
Very nice, right?
practice to write better plans, neater.
See? Hey. Yeah lah.
We'll come to the end of this episode. Thank you to these two beautiful guests, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Wait! Don't forget to like and subscribe.